Hey everyone, this is actually Louise here from Love Lawn Games. I just want to take the opportunity to showcase such an amazing business here today that I collaborate with. Here I have the lovely Beck. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Who's actually the franchise owner of Ready Steady Go Kids, Stanhope Gardens. I'm so super passionate about kids moving their bodies, getting active, especially at a young age. And Ready Steady Go Kids ticks those boxes plus more. So I'd like to hand over to Beck, who is going to tell us a little bit about Ready Steady Go Kids, and we'll get into some burning questions. Over to you, Beck.
Thanks, Louise. Hi, everybody. So obviously I am Beck from Ready Steady Go Kids. Our business is all about little ones, so 18 months to 6-year-olds. Ready Steady Go Kids is a physiotherapy and occupational therapy designed program. It's a multi-award winning national program, so we are across Australia now. We teach the children 10 sports, so the skills of 10 different sports, but we rotate between the sports every 2 weeks. So that way the kids aren't getting bored doing the same thing, especially at that age. Yep. Their attention span is really small.
I can imagine.
It's also really cost effective for parents as well.
Yep.
So I know as a mum, and Louise having her 2 kids as well,
Yep.
we are always trying to look for programs for our kids that will get them active outside or just burning off all that energy.
Love it.
But also something that's really cost effective. And I know when I was a kid, my parents wanted me to get into sport. I wanted to try absolutely everything. But it came with registration, it came with insurance, it came with uniforms, you name it. I even did jiu-jitsu and netball and swimming and everything, and it adds up.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing about Ready Steady Go Kids is that it's all in one. So the parents just pay the term fees. Mm-hmm. We offer a free trial as well. So if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. It's not for everybody. But at least we do offer that free trial first up, and then it's prorated. So the parents are actually paying for what's left of the term. And then the uniform, there's only one uniform that the kids have to wear as well for all 10 sports, which is great.
Easy.
Yeah, so there you go.
And I have been absolutely delighted to be able to see the kids actually downstairs in the flesh, and I'd like to join.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
I want one of those hockey sticks, all right? Thank you so much for that explanation.
My pleasure.
I just wanted to ask you a handful of questions so our audience, really get a good understanding further of Ready, Steady, Go Kids. I guess, how long have you had this franchise business, and what made you choose this industry to go in?
So I've been a franchisee for 8 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a primary school teacher for 15 years, and a few different reasons why I chose Ready Steady Go Kids. Mainly because when my eldest, who's now 11, she was almost 2.5, and I wanted her to actually get involved in activity. She was a very shy little girl, and she still is a little bit, even now, doesn't like to get sort of into new activities. She's a little bit anxious at times. So it takes her a little bit to warm up to different ideas and things. So my husband and I really wanted to get her involved in something. So I just Googled toddler sports and I found Ready Steady Go Kids. We booked in the free trial. She hated it and we loved it. So it was pretty much a case of too bad, so sad, you're doing it.
That's it.
And then going forward, we were in it for a few weeks and I was more on court than I think she was, but I was loving it. And so my husband thought, you know what, Beck, you would be so good at doing this. And so we looked more into it because I was looking at re-enrolling for the next term.
Yep.
And then on the website, I noticed that there were franchises available. And I thought, you know what, let's just give them a call and see what happens. And then 2.5 hours later, on our call from Adelaide, I was sold. Absolutely loved the concept, the idea. But I also noticed that when I was a teacher for all those years, there was a huge gap in the children's skills, physical skills, but it also crossed over into the classroom as well. Not only just behaviour wise, if the kids are cooped up in the classroom for too long, in the stale air, they lose concentration and they're not using both sides of their brain. So when they're outside, I used to take the kids outside to do a lot of lessons just for that fresh air and exposure to being outside. They thrived. They absolutely loved it. And I was finding also a lot of the kids had very poor muscle tone, or also their fine motor skills could be lacking as well. So when I delved more into the Ready Steady Go program and did my training in Adelaide, it came across that it is a physiotherapy designed program, an occupational therapy designed program. So we do, even though we focus on sport, we're also focusing on the fine motor and the gross motor.
Perfect.
And that's what I think really attracted me to the program and actually buying a franchise. So.
And I mean, at that age, you know, those skills are so important and so important to grow ready, you know, for when they are older.
Exactly.
And they do, you know, your netballs and your t-balls and your soccer and that. And as you said, they're getting exposed to all these sports, but these fine gross motor skills are definitely, like, they're worth their weight in gold.
Exactly, well and truly.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That is so good. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Beck has been doing this now for such a long time, and, you know, the way that she has built up the business to what it is today is an absolute credit.
Thank you.
Now, what has been, I guess, your biggest success, you know, by having this business?
Okay, I think everyone can relate to this one, and including you, Louise, is surviving COVID and surviving a global pandemic as well. That's been definitely a big one.
Definitely.
So with us, we obviously had, I had 2 territories, so 2 regions, and I had 4 different venues. I had up to 15 staff running the classes for me at childcare centres, parties, everything. And then obviously we got the big slap in the face to say, oh, sorry, you're shut down. So our venues were shut down. Childcare centres would not let us in into their centres, which is fair enough. So we were completely shut down for 4 months. So for me, the biggest success, I think, is coming out of my comfort zone as well, taking a risk and saying yes to what I thought was impossible, and that was to do some webinars as well, which was a huge personal development for me for 4 months, which made me really reflect on where I wanted the business to go to, and also start setting proper goals as well. And I know everything was in my head, and I think a lot of us do that. You probably do too.
Yeah.
I was really scared to write things down, so I finally did that. I had my 5-year plan, and it all just fell into place. As soon as I wrote it all down, I had the visual there. I knew exactly where I wanted to go, and I focused on that. So I wanted to lease our own place, so basically have a super hub where all of our classes, all parties, everything could be in the one place. And this is where PK Hub evolved.
Here we are today.
And here we are today. So in that 5-year plan, my 3-year plan was to sell my Blacktown region. And I'm very, very blessed that a beautiful lady called Demi came on board. She loves it as much as I do, probably even more. She bought the Blacktown region, which then allowed me just to move everything over to here. So we came back on in July from last year, and our numbers have grown because parents they need to get their children out, because the children stuck at home drive everybody nuts.
And technology.
Yes. So burn off that energy and come to our classes. So, and I think that's been a huge success for us coming and just having one venue as well has helped. And
I'm really glad you actually touched on that, because with Ready Steady Go Kids, Beck does have what's known as the PK Hub here. So not only does she hold the classes here at PK Hub, but the great news is, if you need, for example, like a wet weather option for a party or a get together, or you're holding an event, the good news is you can actually hire out the PK Hub here at Money Close at Rouse Hill for any event. So, for example, I know Beck had her daughter's birthday at the end of last year, and we've gone through a summer of a lot of rain, compared to previous. So being able to have her birthday party for her daughter here at PK Hub has gone, like I've invited X amount of people, we can still have a great time, and we've also got a great central venue in which to have it. So not only Beck has got the Ready Steady Go, but having that PK hub where the classes are being held, is a great venue to hold an amazing event.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely you're on the right track there. We'll just finish up with just a bit of a fun question, and I'm really keen to see what you've got to answer on this one. So if you could have dinner with just one person, I don't mind what it is, if you want fish and chips, you want sushi, or you want to go to a fancy restaurant, who would it be and why?
Well, I could say Channing Tatum, but I won't, only because my husband will be listening. No, it's more, funny enough, it's actually more sentimental.
Okay.
I would love to have dinner with my dad. Now, my dad was a huge, I guess a sounding board, but also a huge reason why I started Ready Steady Go as well, personally. And he actually passed away 8 years ago, so we were just doing a very big event, our first big promotion for Ready Steady Go as a whole of New South Wales, when I got the call to say my dad had just passed away, and that was a big thing for us. So now I know that he's guiding me through business decisions and things. So I think I'd love to have dinner with him just so I could actually say thank you to him for all the support from before when I first decided to sign up to be a franchise owner. But more so now as well, just to say thank you for, just being my guide and steering me in the right direction.
You can see what you've
and that's it.
what you've
and
done,
what we've
what
actually
you've achieved.
So
Which is amazing. And what food do you reckon you'd have?
That's
On the
actually,
side?
that's actually a really good question. I actually don't know. I'm trying to think what his favourite food used to be. Oh, Italian. Yes, definitely.
We always love a good carb overload.
Anything Italian. He used to call me his little eye-tie. Like, we loved Italian food together. So, yeah,
Hey,
so there you go.
any opportunity to get that pasta in, I'm there.
Exactly.
Well, look, I really do appreciate your time today. You are amazing. And, if anyone, has the opportunity or the chance to meet Beck, would say the exact same thing too. If you've got any questions regarding Ready, Steady, Go Kids, Beck's definitely your go-to there. And, thanks everyone for listening and tuning in, and enjoy your day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.